Hello, and welcome to Q&A with Leadership. I'm Catherine Mathis, Senior Vice President of Marketing and Communications, and I'm very pleased to be here today with Neeraj Sahai, our President. Welcome, Neeraj.
Thank you, Catherine. Good to be here.
Neeraj, you're coming up on 6 months on the job. Talk to us about what your observations and your impressions are now that you've been here for that period of time.
Catherine, I must say it's been 6 months and 6 months of intense work for me trying to understand the business, get to know the people, understand better what our stakeholders think about it. And it truly has been a fascinating and thought-provoking journey. I've got a better appreciation of our business, what we have as a company, the assets we have, which includes our talent, which includes the data we have in our systems, which includes our brand, which includes our global footprint. And I must say, I am firmly convinced we as a company are sitting on a gold mine. In this age of data and information, we are uniquely positioned to provide insight and analytics like nobody else in this world.
Neeraj, when you did the first teleconference for employees in January, you mentioned Jiro Ono, who by many is considered to be the very best sushi chef in the entire world. And he clearly has a focus on excellence, and he has a vision for what he wants his food to be. When you think about Standard & Poor's, what is your vision for our business?
Before I go there, let's just talk about the sushi chef, right? So Miyake-san has promised me to take me there, and I'm going to Japan shortly. So I have to first figure out whether Miyake-san delivers on his promise or no. So if Miyake-san sees this video, I hope he sees it in time and he knows what challenge is ahead of him, because it's not easy to get a reservation there. But really, at the heart of it, any journey, any strategic journey for an organization begins outside in. What is it that the marketplace wants of us? And clearly the marketplace wants information, they want insight, they want that information and insight to be delivered on a real-time basis in a very digestible way. So the first part of our job is, when I talked about the gold mine we have, are we exploiting that gold mine fully to create that value in the marketplace? So our job number one is, how do we enhance the products we have? How do we add more feature functions? How do we deliver those feature functions at the right place, at the right time, in the right way? And there's a whole plethora of things we can do, from analytical interface to value-added research to tailor-made insights. And that's going to be a very important part of our journey in increasing our product set. So that brings me to the second part of this puzzle. How do we create the organizational structure and architecture that supports our ambitions on the front end of the business? The front end being the product sets we want to create. So those two, in my opinion, are the first two P's of a 4P strategy. What is the product set? What do we do with the products? And what do we do with the processes to operationalize them, to redefine them, to redesign them, to architect them, as I say, for a world of tomorrow. Now, as we do that, and as we embark on that journey, it's critical to make sure that we are not out of control. So how do we make sure we are prudent and intelligently prudent? So that sort of is the third P of our sort of journey that we are undertaking. Now, we've put a lot of risk policies in place, but it's more, is that risk characteristic embedded in the day-to-day operation of our business? Are those risk policies and practices designed and tweaked to the different environments in which we operate? Do they take care of the local requirements in terms of criteria? Do they take care of and take into account how markets vary, how asset classes vary? And the fourth, which in my opinion is the most important, because our greatest asset, yes, of course, is data, but more importantly, it's our people. It's the talent. We have a fantastic breadth and depth of talent in this company. How do we exploit it? How do we give them oxygen? How do we give them more degrees of freedom to create what they are capable of creating, to put their vision into practice? how do we make sure we are acquiring the best talent, how we are grooming them? And so people becomes the fourth prong, in my opinion, the most important prong of a 4P strategy.
So this is a very, very big initiative. How will we execute it and how long will it take?
It's a journey. This journey will take at least 2 to 3 years. Having said that, we don't have the luxury of time because the world is very dynamic and the world is changing all the time. So my view is that it'll be a 3-year journey, but it won't necessarily be linear. There'll be some pieces that will get done earlier in the process and some pieces that will have to follow in a sequential sense later in the day. Having said that, I think it's very important to understand that we, as I mentioned, we live in a very dynamic and ever-changing world. So organizations that are successful realize that they have to be very adaptive. So as we implement and execute on these 4 Ps, we have to make sure as a result of that, we also have created a very adaptive and flexible organization. So if it has to react to the marketplace, it can react much more rapidly than what will take us to do and accomplish what we are trying to do.
Neeraj, thank you. This has been very interesting and helpful to hear about the journey. We look forward to it, and I'm sure that along the way you'll keep us updated on our progress and developments.
Catherine, it will be a pleasure. I will continue to keep people updated, but as I said, this is not just my journey, it's the journey of this entire organization. I'm looking forward to everybody being a part of this journey, and I am convinced we'll create some very exciting things along the way for the marketplace, and there'll be some fabulous opportunities for our people as they grasp this future.
Thank you, Neeraj.
Thank you.
And thank all of you for joining us today.